nestled within the natural beauty of Bukit Kiara. Just 8 kilometers from the heart of Kuala Lumpur's city and a stone's throw away from some of KL's most affluent neighborhoods lies the impressive, prestigious KLGCC Resort, the most sought-after urban resort developed by Sime Darby Property. Welcome to the most sought-after address here in Malaysia, KLGCC Resort. I'm here at the prestigious TPC KL, one of the world's 100 greatest golf courses and home to numerous international championship tournaments, including Sime Darby's LPGA Malaysia. The facilities here are world-class. This is more than just a golf club. On site, you have a host of leisure pursuits to choose from, including a fitness center with personal trainers, squash, badminton, tennis, a swimming pool, bowling center, wellness spa, and much more. There's also a variety of food and beverage offerings that is bound to satisfy even the most discerning of cuisine connoisseurs. In fact, members here include the creme of society, are known to show their presence as regular patrons. KLGCC Resort is a unique 360-acre development set amidst the picturesque backdrop of lush, undulating hills, thanks to the adjacent 245-acre Bukit Kiara Reserve Park. It boasts dozens of trails providing a haven for joggers, hikers and bikers, whilst an abundance of flora and fauna as well as fresh water streams that would appeal to nature enthusiasts. KLGCC Resort is a unique lifestyle destination located within close reach of the city centre and a multitude of shopping experiences thanks to premium lifestyle malls like BSC, Bangsa Village, Publica, Wang Mont Kiara and Batai Village. A destination for foodies and culinary mavens alike where you can enjoy the best of KL's cafes and eateries within just a 5-kilometer radius from KLGCC Resort. Expect the unexpected at its very best. You can find everything you need from education to leisure and healthcare. Also, getting around is easy with access to arterial roads and highways, including the Filio Damansara MRT station just minutes away. Thank you. We are here at the International Gallery where we are about to meet our special guest for today's live show. Let's go. Welcome to Sime Darby Property Live, brought to you by Sime Darby Property as we broadcast to you live right here from KLGCC Resort. I'm Nadia Heng, your virtual host today, and I could not be more excited. So today we are going to delve into a very, very interesting subject matter. We're going to find out more about the secrets of Feng Shui in high-rise living. But before we do that, I think it's really important that we introduce you to these two dapper young gentlemen who are sitting right beside me. So first up, say hello here on my immediate right. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls at home. Say hello to Malaysia's one of the most renowned YouTubers, Malaysian property YouTube presenter, and also he's with the Makeover Guys. Give it up for Mr. Sean. Woo!
Hi guys, my name is Sean and I run a YouTube channel. It's IHERNG. Yeah, so go check it out because I review properties around Malaysia. Yeah.
And that's pronounced as Heng, right?
Heng, yes.
Just to clear that up. So, of course, next to Sean is another very dapper gentleman, all suited up for today's wonderful occasion. And he is, of course, none other than a representative from Sime Darby Property himself. Make some noise for Ashraf!
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Ashraf, for joining us. The pleasure of both your company. I understand that coming up next, we've got something really, really cool and exciting. So make sure you stay tuned for this, because both Sean and Ashraf are going to be walking all of you over the massive scale model of KLGCC Resort, which of course features the stunning Sonata residences. And this, by the way, is a joint venture between Sime Darby Property and Brunsfield International Group. So gentlemen, over to you.
Hi, Ashraf.
Hi Sean. So today I'm going to bring you through the master plan of KLGCC Resort. So we are now at the master plan, the scale model. You see that this is quite enormous scale model.
Very rare that you have a stage to stand next to the scale model.
Right. So the entire development is actually 360 acres.
Okay.
Just to give you a perspective, it's actually 60% larger than Perdana Botanical Garden. So we have 8 different parcels to develop, and right now we only develop 2 parcels, which is East Resident and Sonata.
So where we are now?
We are actually at the International Gallery.
That one, okay.
Yes, in the middle one. So KLGCC Resort can be accessible from different highways and also major roads. So from the western side, you can actually access from the Duta Toll, where you're coming up from the Bukit Kiara and also Mont Kiara, Hartamas, Damansara Heights, and from the eastern side, you have Taman Tun, coming along to PJ, Villa Damansara and Bangsa, and just actually surrounded by the most affluent suburbs in KL.
You are right. So I'm just thinking, it's very rare, right? Like you get 300 acres. And how much you guys are developing?
So we are only developing 60 acres out of 360. If you notice, all the development is actually at the fringe of the golf course and also at the fringe of Bukit Kiara Forest Reserve. And in the middle, we have TPC Kuala Lumpur, the golf course, of course.
So I'm imagining myself, if I were to stay here, I can travel to Mont Kiara, very close. I can travel to Bukit Kiara.
Yes.
I can travel to Bukit Damansara, PJ, TTDI side.
Yeah.
I can also
Bangsa.
hit. Oh yeah, Bangsa also there. Oh. When I look at this master plan, right, I don't see any buildings. You know. I got so distracted by the mountains here. And just to one question I'm a bit shy to ask. So great about TPC. What's about TPC?
Describe you TPC KL. It stands for Tournament Players Club.
Okay.
It's actually an international accreditation for a golf course by the PGA Tour. TPC KL is not just the first golf course in Malaysia that got the TPC accreditation, but this is the only TPC accreditation golf course in Southeast Asia. So we have 36 hole is a championship hole. When you have like major tournaments in KL, like a PGA Tour, and also home to Sime Darby LPGA.
So it's a Southeast Asia only PGA recognized one.
Yes, so this is the only TPC accreditation course in Southeast Asia.
And that's why people kind of get very excited because your latest launch actually includes how many years of TPC's?
So as for Sonata, we have 10 years membership to it. It comes with the property. And as for East Resident, we have a lifetime membership.
Lifetime membership.
So this membership gives you an advantage to use all the facilities at the TPC KL. So we have all different sporting facilities and also dining options.
Okay, nice. So can you also like bring me through what's the latest addition currently into this master plan?
So right now we have developed 2 parcels, which is East Residence. It consists of 126 landed homes. And the other one, the new offering is actually Sonata Residences. So Sonata Residences is a multifaceted development. We have a component of retail, residential, and also office tower. The price in between 800,000 and above, and also the size starting from 710 to 928. There's 1 bed to 3 bedder.
I'm laughing because this is the queue, right? If I want to stay here, this is my chance because this is the lowest price one ever, right? That's going to be, because I heard after this, no more such size really.
You are actually right, because another resident offers a unit below 1,000 square feet. The rest of development that we're going to develop in the future probably higher than that and much bigger than 1,000 square feet.
Because land is also rare, like 60 acres only. You all put so much for land. Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. So what's the main reason that people would want to buy here? If I were to work and play and live in Bangsar or whatsoever, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. After all those activities, I come back home and escape away from all those kind of things.
KLGCC Resort is very unique, not just because of its location, but also the offerings where you can find not everywhere in KL or maybe in this country a development within the capital that is anchored by the golf course, and at the same time you have a forest reserve at your side. We try not to develop a home for just a home, but also a home that is not ostentatious, but also reflects and responds to the nature and the landscape. And being at the smack of the golf course and also within the most often suburbs neighborhood, and then you have a TPC club. You also have a natural offering of Bukit Tiara.
I'm so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So it's really, I think a lot of people, right, will keep thinking that in KL you cannot find the balance between nature and urban lifestyle. I think
You are right.
And I think this is one of those that is very rare. And now Snada is like my only chance because it's going to be the cheapest one to be in this prestigious address, right?
This is a very limited offering, not just in KL, but also in Malaysia. So you have all this city living and also a natural living, the hustle bustle of the city, and also in nature. You probably get the best of the both worlds.
You are absolutely right. I'm so overwhelmed right now. Walao. Okay, so thank you very much, Ashraf. We have been through 2 townships with me already. It's for me to take a break because I also want to listen to Dato' Joey Yap lah. Okay.
Oh really? Okay, let's go.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Sime Darby Property Live, once again brought to you by Sime Darby Property as we broadcast to you live right here from KLGCC Resort. I am super excited for what we've got coming up for you today. And as I mentioned very briefly earlier, today we are going to be discovering the secrets of Feng Shui to high-rise living at KLGCC Resort. Now, I know before we introduce our very, very special guest, I have some great news for all of you who are sitting at home. I hope you're all nice and comfortable on your couch, because besides learning a lot today, you also have a chance to win some amazing prizes. So get this, today we're going to be giving away gifts from ESOP, we're going to give away vouchers from TWGT, from Godiva, as well as Joy Design. So if you want to get your hands on these prizes, just follow these 3 simple steps. So step 1, make sure if you're not already showing us some love on Facebook, be sure to follow the Sime Darby Property Facebook page. And of course, guys, make sure that your profile is set to public, and then share this live session. That's right, go ahead and do that. Step number 2 is just simply join in the conversation. So if you have a question, if you want to put your thoughts forth or drop in some comments, be sure to participate in the conversation in our comments section. And step number 3 is just make sure you fill up the registration form. Just like that, you can be on your way to winning some amazing prizes. Okay, so with that out of the way, it's now time to introduce our man of the hour, and what a privilege it is to have him here on the show today. I'm sure he is a very well-known household name that all of you have heard of. He is the founder of the Mastery Academy of Chinese Metaphysics, the chief consultant of the Joey Yap Consulting Group, and of course, he is a very prolific author with over 182 titles and counting. Guys, I know he can't hear you, but please give it up, make some noise for the one and only Dato' Joey Yap!
Thank you. Thank you for the elaborate introduction.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. And you even look like a rock star today. I love
I
this.
hope so. But it's good to be a real life interaction after a long period of time Good to see another human being.
I know, right? I'm
Yeah.
starved of human interaction. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
Before we dive into the technicalities and the in-depth questions about Feng Shui itself,
Okay.
I think it's really, really cool that we also have Ashraf here today. As many of you have just met, our representative from Sime Darby Property. And Ashraf, I'm sure many of the viewers at home are thinking, okay, so why are we doing this today? So my first question I want to ask you,
Okay.
for the layperson or for any consumers, friends who've never actually set foot in KL GCC Resort, by the way, you're missing out on a lot. You have to come here. How would you describe the energy, the environment, the vibe that you get here?
Right, Nadia. So if I could just summarize the energy that you can get from KLGCC Resort, it would be the green, the view of the golf course, and of course the peaceful. So you can hear the bird chirpings, and then you could see at the side there's a Bukit Kiara and the TPC golf course. And there's a lot of positive energy here. Somewhere, everywhere you turn is something beautiful, something fun. So yes, that's the perfect harmony and very positive energy, I would say.
That's a perfect description, because that's exactly how I feel. The moment I step foot here, it's just tranquility, serenity, and just this really wonderful positive vibe. So, which brings me to my next question. What made you decide to do this, to discuss the topic of Feng Shui, and how does Feng Shui relate back to KL GCC Resort?
Right, so we have all these elements you have here. So it's just to find a perfect balance between the city and the nature, and the man-made and also the nature. And so Feng Shui is just one of the aspects to give a buyer's perspective before they buy, or even before they consider buying a property in a location.
I think you're absolutely right. And I'm sure many of our friends out there are really dying to know and find out more on how they can actually marry the two, right? Like exploring the elements of Feng Shui. Yeah, exactly. Before purchasing your property. So thank you so much for setting this entire session up. We're
Yeah.
super
Thank you.
excited. Okay, so Dato,
Right.
now that we've established that this is such a fantastic, beautiful, positive vibe place, I want to ask you. I've got a list of questions here, which
Okay.
maybe sometimes you get really often, but we're going to start with the most fundamental
Right.
for friends out there, maybe like myself, who are new to Feng Shui. In its most basic form, what do we need to know? How would you describe what Feng Shui is in its most basic form?
Well, Feng Shui is a study of the environmental energies. So when we are talking about here nature, which obviously we have access to that energy without obstruction. If you're thinking about city, okay, it's great, but to be able to have direct access to the hills, the contour of the land, this is quite rare nowadays. Okay, that's the first thing. So Feng Shui is a study to harness the energy for the living. So it's just the art. So whatever you're talking about, the positive vibes, that's exactly what we are talking about in Feng Shui. Okay, so the gist of the entire practice contains 4 parts of Feng Shui. There are 4 main parts. If any one of you guys want to talk about an area that has got good Feng Shui, number 1, we have to talk about environment. Environment is where natural energy comes from. It doesn't come from this table or these plants here. Yeah, it comes from Mother Nature. All right, so that's number 1. So in nature, we look for 2 things: yin and yang. So we look for the hills and the water. 2 factors. So that's environment. Number 2, we talk about the building. So the building is the orientation, the container where the energy has to be stored. Right? So obviously you guys are building the buildings, the residential. So the buildings has a direction, has a facing direction, has space for the energy to be collected. So that's number 2. Number 3, there are people. So who benefits from this? It cannot be the buildings benefit from it. There's got to be human beings. So where we sleep, where we eat, where we enjoy ourselves, spend time together, the human beings are the ones that benefit from the energy. So the 3rd factor is the personal energy. The 4th factor is time. Different periods of time, there are different types of energy. It's cyclical. So just like sun and moon, they're all cyclical. We can time the time period. So at certain orientation, the energy is prosperous, and certain times it's not so prosperous. So these 4 factors added together, that's Feng Shui.
Awesome. Okay, so you've got the environment, you've got the building, the people, and the time.
Yes.
So is there any playbook, like say, for example, the 5 most basic things that I would need, though, to get started?
Yeah, the first thing, you need a floor plan, of course, right, of your home. If not, you'll be blindly going around like, I don't know which direction is which. That's the first thing, you need a floor plan. The second thing you want to get started is a compass, which all of you guys would have a compass. You have a phone, you have a compass these days. The compass would give you the north-south orientation of a property that gives you at least some guide to what to look from. Right? The third thing, you're going to have a house.
Okay.
Otherwise, where are you going to do the feng shui to? You can't do it to your hair, you know. So you gotta have a house or a place that you want to apply the feng shui to, right? The fourth thing you want to think about is what do you want to achieve.
Okay.
Right? This is important. People say, "Oh, I do feng shui. You do feng shui. Do for what? I don't know. My friend do. I do." So that's aimless, right? You want to do feng shui for a specific reason or a purpose, right? Some people say, "Oh, I just want to get rich." Okay. What's your definition of rich? A rich life can be a healthy, happy life, right? I would think if you have a lot of time with your family and you see each other, you don't vomit, I think it's a good thing, yeah? Nowadays,
I don't know about MCO lah.
nowadays MCO, you say, oh, I spend time with family, after the second day, start punching each other. That's bad feng shui, okay? So you gotta have people, right? You gotta know what your reasons of using feng shui. So I think if you have all these things, then the fifth part is to apply.
Okay.
Simple things, right? So plan your bedrooms, plan your dining room, plan your home office. Home office became very important in MCO period, right? Because everybody works from home and then discovered can't work when kids are around. So they gotta have a home office or an area where they designated to be working, right? So when we know all this is all generic stuff, right? But if we know that, then we apply north, south, east, west directional energies, it becomes meaningful.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't know why I do feng shui. I hang a wind chime here. That one needs slap already.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's how we started.
Okay, and I think it's like you said, it's also really important to establish your own personal goals, and that varies for everybody.
Yes,
right?
everyone's different, right? Just the whole of MCO, I think people just want to not get drowned, right? It was survival mode for a lot of people, a lot, right? A lot of people want, I don't know whether this is going to be safe for us, how are things going to be. So, but when times are okay, people look at thriving. When times of emergency, people just want to survive. Right? They want to be steady. Yeah. So there are different types of feng shui and different applications.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to bring up your point about, because you mentioned working from home, and I think this is something that everybody can relate to. Many people, despite pandemic, no pandemic, people still sometimes, if your contract ends, you move house, right?
Yeah.
And some people perhaps move from a land property to a high-rise property. And as you mentioned, now those homes become your home office.
Yep.
So there are families out there where sometimes maybe the husband and the wife are both working from home, and yet one party, maybe the wife seems to be more successful in her business, and the husband's business somehow is
affected,
stagnant.
right?
Yeah. So what is it that's happening? Is it the wife has suddenly gotten hold of that, snagged that wealth sector, or
could be?
What's actually happened?
I think it's you've raised a very good question. It's about personalization of the feng shui, right? So if the environment is good, the feng shui is great, but it's not personalized to you. So it's like you have the best Wi-Fi available, the fastest, but you're not logged on. So maybe the husband in your example did not log on, as in, orientate the position correctly. Then you cannot benefit from the high-speed Wi-Fi that is available.
Okay.
So feng shui is nothing more than just alignment. If you align it, you got it. But first you got to have the signal, right? So it comes from nature.
Yeah.
It comes from nature. So if the energies don't exist, you cannot log on.
Okay.
So it's like this: if you have no hair, you cannot go and perm hair, right? So first you must have the energy. So what I like about working with nature is you have the hills and the waters. You have it first. You can align it. Suppose you don't have it, that's very hard to artificially create good energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, but which makes me ask a question. So for husband and wife, that would. The same thing would not apply to both individuals.
Yeah, slightly different. Sometimes they're similar, but most people have their own goals.
Yeah.
Right? If it's she might have her own career goals, and he might have his own career goals. So sometimes it's not just aligning for to get money. I think what you want to align is to get positive energy, so that the thoughts are positive. So you want to be happy.
Yeah.
If you're a happy person, you will be optimistic.
Okay.
When things happen, you'll be able to deal with it. If you're generally pessimistic, everything can be a problem. I don't like this plant, I don't like this water. Everything complain,
Okay.
That's bad feng shui.
Okay. Understood. So I have a question, and I think this is something perhaps many of you have also heard before. I am a huge fan of high-rise living. I love condominiums. I love living in a condominium. But I do believe there is some kind of old wives' tale out there which says you know, if you stay in a high-rise building, that your wealth, whatever you create, will not become generational wealth. It just stays within your generation, and that's it. And I've heard this many times before. So, what is your take on this?
No. That's absolutely untrue. Just look at Hong Kong and Singapore. Everyone lives in high-rise, right?
Right.
And they're rich,
Yeah.
and they're good. So no, it's just that people old days think you got land, it feels better, but it's actually not true. High-rise has benefits because certain houses that are built, they are built, you cannot see the hills. So which means your access to the energy might be lesser. Whereas some, if you live slightly higher, you could see the hills and see the water. So your Wi-Fi signal is actually better. So it's faster. You get the effects faster, but maybe not as intense as in land. So those who like to slow and steady, you can choose the land. Those who want fast, you can use the high-rise.
I didn't know that.
Offices are on high-rise, you know.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes
makes
so much sense. So I hope we put that myth to bed, guys.
Right.
All right. So, you know, relating back to MCO, and I think it has been a very trying time, I'm sure, for all of us alike, for work, and especially in the whole relationship department within your, you know, with your parents, if you're living with extended family. I'm sure there's been a lot of friction that may have built up. So I have a question which hopefully will help you guys out there if you are experiencing anything of the sort. Can Feng Shui help with something like this? And if so, what can we do?
Well, definitely, because the whole idea about Feng Shui is first harmony before everything else. So if you're in the house and with in-laws or with your kids and all that, and you consistently unhappy, you have fights all the time, there must be misalignment of some energies. Some adjustments is needed. Because at the end of the day, this is your wealth. You want to be with your family. Why are you working so hard for? Right? The whole reason is to have a family, but you work hard and you don't like this, then why are you doing it? You know, so that defeats the purpose.
And I think also, you know, given small spaces, right? And if you do live in a condo with a generational, you know, your grandparents and your parents and your children and everything, so I guess that's a very important thing to take note of. Remember your priorities to begin with.
Some people might think it's not possible, but you know what? I have my parents in the house, I have my siblings and their spouse and their kids, everybody in the same place.
And what do you do? What do you do to align that energy?
The Feng Shui, the environment Feng Shui has to be good, and we're tapping to it. Of course, there'll be small frictions because everyone has an opinion, but overall, it's good. Overall, it's good. We're still together. We're still not killing each other. That must be good, you know.
If we can survive MCO, if your family can survive MCO, you can survive anything. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about careers. Many of us get excited when it comes to you know, a promotion in your career, but what this often involves is sometimes you get a brand spanking new office space, right? You get a new office space, but I do think that this is something that many people face. Sometimes you think, you know, on paper it looks so good, and then when you get into your new office space, you suddenly find you have a lack of motivation, a lack of passion, and you just feel stuck. So what is the cause of this, and how can we use Feng Shui to perhaps get ourselves unstuck? Okay,
the Feng Shui's main application format, if you will, is either location or directional. So it's like if I'm sitting here, I can still adjust my direction, right? Or I can change place. Now, if you're restricted, obviously, in the office, the best thing you can do is alignment, right? So the fastest way is to find what direction you can align to, that you get a better energy, so that you are less pessimistic and more optimistic. Because that's how, you know, people get they get very unhappy because they're not able to perform. You thought the boss don't like you, your colleagues hate you. For some reason, you also hate yourself. You know, that's a problem. So you got to align the energy so that you're more optimistic and you will be able to do your best. Right? Passion comes from us being able to perform our best. When we do something really well, over time we tell people this is our passion. Right now, it cannot be I suck at doing this and then it's my passion. It will not be possible, you know. So that's what we do alignment for. Perfect stuff. All right. So speaking of alignment, okay, I have heard that the Northwest is considered a wealth sector. Is this true? It's true this year.
This year.
This
okay.
year, yeah, this year. So for the rest of 6 more months, at least until January, the northwest sector is a high vibrational state sector. Okay. Now you think everything is high vibration or low vibration? High vibration, positive thoughts lead to positive beliefs, positive action, positive results. Low vibration is pessimistic, then you will feel negative, and therefore you manifest activities that are negative.
Right.
So if you go to a high vibrational area, even your thoughts become better, even if you don't believe it, but your vibration vibrates higher, you will tend to want to do more. When you serve more, you will become more. So use that area more for your thinking, your thoughts, your ideas. So just use it. Some people say, how do I use it? Well, you need to do some thinking, right?
Yeah.
Well, think in that area.
Right.
Okay. You make calls, right? Make your calls, call your bosses, your colleagues, do your Zoom calls from there, right? So that's all you need to do.
And if you're still not convinced, just try it out.
Just try it. Yeah, the energy is free. This is free Wi-Fi. Just try it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is exactly what I'm going to do the minute I get home later. So Ashraf, now you know what to do in the office as well. Look for the northwest.
Northwest. Yeah, easy.
All right. So I think another common myth that I think is something that I would love to address, because I told you I'm a huge fan of high-rise living, and I'm sure many people out there are. There is an old folks' tale as well that, if you live at the top of a condominium, that your wealth will somehow drain away. And I hope that this is not true, because I have my eye on the Sonata Residence's penthouse. Well, I'm sure many of you guys do too. So what is the truth about this?
It's absolutely not true that your wealth will fade away. All penthouses are on top,
Yeah.
Right. So it's not. I think there's no feng shui basis to that at all. In fact, I would like to go to the top because I can access all the directions.
Yes.
You want unobstructed access views to the Mother Nature. The entire feng shui's principle is about tapping to energies that are natural, not so much man-made. It's not the statue somewhere, It's the hills and the water, which is Mother Nature. So and you feel good, even if you don't say I don't like feng shui. It's fine. Why do people play golf? Why do people go to nature and do mountain climbing and all that? Because they feel good when they're next to nature.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing.
So go get that penthouse. Yeah. I hope that's put that to bed. So I want to ask you, since we are talking about feng shui, and especially in high-rise living, particularly today,
right?
Many people may think, okay, in a condominium versus in a landed property, you have limitations in terms of you've got restrictions in how much renovations you can do and stuff like that. So how can we best apply feng shui, even though we live in a slightly smaller space than a landed property, but how can we fully optimize it?
Actually, it's really easy. After this MCO, everyone has discovered that they can actually take their laptop and iPads and just move, because, it's so easy. And really, most of the time people have the impression or the preconceived idea that feng shui requires you to renovate and break down walls. That's so old style thinking. It's not true. Nowadays, it's just which area of the home that you're using. Well, you got to sit somewhere and do some thinking, right? So use it in a corner or in a section of the house that gives you the most vibrant, optimistic energy.
Okay.
So that's all. It's like even you plug in and then you're powered up.
And far more economical.
Yeah, easy. No breaking down of walls.
Amazing. Okay, I love that. I love that. So tell me one thing though. Is it true that so I don't know about you guys, but many people also think that if your neighbor is renovating, right? Because we were just talking about knocking walls down, and I mean, let's face it, it's a fact of life. Some neighbor down, whether it's above you or beneath you, at some point we're going to encounter a neighbor.
House,
and in a condominium, obviously more so, you feel it. Does this affect and impact? If your neighbor's doing it, does it affect your?
A lot of people think it will negatively affect, but let's do it conversely.
Yes.
It can also positively affect you.
Really?
Let's say someone is triggering the positive energy more.
Okay.
Like the wealth star, for example, in Northwest, they just activated it for you. You didn't do nothing. Well, you have a problem. You got more money now. What are you going to do? So sometimes it might be good. So don't always think that it's not good. Sometimes you get lucky. Someone just triggered extra energies for you, right? Could be windfall for you.
Amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much. I mean, I think I've learned so much here today. Ashraf, I'm sure you're going to apply all the principles that you've learned. Thanks to Dato. Do you have, before we go and before we move on to our next segment, I do have a question. Do you have anything else, a bonus that you want to share with all your viewers and our friends out here today?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that it takes money to make money. Let me tell you this, it doesn't take money to make money, it takes courage to make money. You have to have the courage to take the first step, courage to actually make a change, courage to actually try something different. At least have the courage to come and have a look and experience something different. That's my small little sharing today.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
Keep
you.
an open mind. I hope you guys have learned something. And you know what? Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back shortly after this with a chance for you guys to ask Datuk Joey some questions too. And before we wrap up this particular segment, I just want to say thank you so much, Ashraf, as well for your input. It has been invaluable. And now for some good news for all of you sitting at home. I'm going to go ahead and share with you our first round of giveaways. So if you guys want to get your hands on the prizes that I mentioned earlier on today, this is your opportunity to do so. Quickly warm up those fingers. Now, the first prize that we are going to be giving away, we've got 10 pieces, and it is TWGT 100 ringgit vouchers. That's why I know after MCO, everyone's like itching to go out of the house, so you can go ahead and enjoy some TWGT vouchers. So all you have to do is answer this question in the comments right now. The first 5 winners will be from the first question, and this is, where is KLGCC Resort located? Just answer this simple question. Where is KLGCC Resort located? Quickly comment with your answer. The first 5 people will actually get to walk home with these prizes. Now, I do have a second question. It's also eligible for the same prize. And my question to you is, what is the size of KLGCC Resort Development? What is the size of KLGCC Resort Development? So quickly put your answers in the comment section. Again, in total, there'll be 10 winners. All these 10 winners will be walking home with TWGT vouchers worth 100 ringgit. All right, so if you thought that's all, well, I've got even better news for all of you, because if you're chocolate fans, you guys love chocolate?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is for you then, because we're going to be giving away 10 pieces of Godiva vouchers, each worth 100 ringgit as well. You guys ready? Okay, so again, same thing applies. I've got 2 questions for you. Each question will be eligible for 5 winners, okay? So question number 1 is, name the forest reserve that is adjacent to KLGCC Resort. Name the forest reserve that is right next to KLGCC Resort. Quickly answer the question in the comments. We're going to be picking out 5 winners. And the next question, if you find this a bit easier, answer this one. It is, name the golf club. Everybody knows this. So what the name the golf club in KLGCC Resort. Quickly, be quick about it. We're going to be picking, like I said, 5 winners for each of those questions, but all 10 winners will be walking home with 100 ringgit worth of Godiva vouchers. So all the best, guys. Good luck. We'll be back in just a moment with more from Datuk Joey Yap, and of course, questions from all of you. So don't go anywhere. To be eligible to win our SDP live gifts today, all you have to do is follow 3 simple steps. Step 1, be sure to follow our Sime Darby Property Facebook page and share this live session. Also, make sure your Facebook is set to public. Step 2, participate in the conversation. Be sure to leave your questions and thoughts in the comment section. Step number 3, fill up the registration form that you will find pinned to our Facebook. And just like that, you can be eligible to win all kinds of amazing prizes, including gifts from ESOP, as well as vouchers from Godiva, TWG, and Joy Furniture. Welcome back, everybody. So this time around, like I promised, instead of me asking the questions, we're going to be taking questions from all of you at home. So I hope you have your devices ready to send in your questions, because not only will it be beneficial where you get your questions answered by the one and only Datuk Joy Yap himself. But if we pick your question, you're also going to get to walk home with some ESOP gifts as well as vouchers from Joy Design. I mean, how cool is that, right?
Yeah, that's fun.
All right,
Go ahead. Comment.
Yes, quickly comment. Put your questions in. Okay, so we are on our Facebook right now. I'm going to go through the comments and I'm going to pick out one question.
Sure,
You ready,
go
Dato'?
ahead, go ahead.
Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, I love this one. Okay, we're going to take the first question, and this question is from, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Shayna Lee. Thank you very much, Shayna, for your question. The question that Shayna has for you, Dato', is she's talking about herself and her husband. She says, me and my husband have checked out Sonata residences, and they're very keen, but this is actually a pretty interesting one. She says, but my mother-in-law said that having 2 swimming pools of water is actually bad for the marriage, because apparently her mother-in-law says it means that her husband will go and find a woman outside. I hope her mother-in-law is not watching this.
You need to change mother-in-law. No, that's,
so is it true?
No, it's not true. It's not true. How many water is not important. The most important is that you have water. At least water allows the energy to collect in that area, so it's actually a good feature.
So the more water features, the better.
You just need enough water feature.
Water.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Does it? Can I be cheeky and ask? Will it result in more grandkids? Maybe it will also convince the mother-in-law.
Why not?
All right. Well, good luck with that, with your mother-in-law situation. Thank you so much for answering the question. So, okay, the next question that I think is pretty cool. We're going to pick one. This is from Daniel. Thank you for commenting with your question. Okay, so Dato', he's saying that his son, he's saying, Dato', my son is facing exams this year. He's been having a very challenging time, especially during MCO, I'm sure, just like everyone else. And unfortunately, he says that his son is not academically smart. So can you help him, or can you tell him how he can actually help his son with Feng Shui pass his exams? That's a good question.
Yeah, you need to change new son. Just kidding. Now, the academic star this year is in Southwest. Okay, so I think everyone is having a hard time because everyone actually had to study online now with the schools. But you can actually have him study in the Southwest area in this year, 2020. That's the academic style. It will help him. But Feng Shui cannot make someone suddenly wake up and become intelligent, you know. It will allow him to understand better. So he still needs to be able to at least go there and have, I call this the hour of power. The hour of power means that for 1 hour intensively you do something. You don't have to do something for a long time, but 1 hour intensively in a good area, deliberate intention gets you the outcome. So intentionally go to the Southwest to study. That will help him a lot.
Okay, so you still got to put in that work, I'm afraid, but just make sure you do it in the Southwest, and hopefully
area, yes.
You will definitely reap those results. Okay, so question number 3. I love you guys for all your interactions. Thank you, by the way. We've got so many comments, but I'm going to pick this one out from Feng Pin Yong. And Pin Yong would like to ask you, Dato', can you please quickly share with me some easy tips? I love this. I also want easy tips. Easy tips if I want to choose a condo with good feng shui. Which floor is best for me? Higher floors or lower floors?
Well, I think it doesn't matter the floor. More important is what you see on the outside. If you see the hills, it's better for people aspect. People aspect means reproduction. Obviously, the mother-in-law thing, it's good. More harmony. If you see water, it's actually good for finance and career. So depending on what you see. Sometimes you see both. Okay. Right? Sometimes you only see one. Sometimes you don't see, then that's not good. Okay, so it's not a question of which is the floor. What do you see on the outside?
Okay, so what is your view?
Correct.
So make sure you really explore, check out all the bedrooms, what your view is of. Perfect. Okay, so our next question that we're going to take is from Xiang Kai. Thank you for your question. And he's asking, he says, I want to find a wife and get married next year. So unfortunately, I have found that all my girlfriends have left me. I am not sure what the problem is. So far, he says that he's been very unlucky in love. 6 girlfriends in 4 years. Wow.
Very good.
And so now he's, of course, single again. His girlfriend just moved out after MCO. He says, Dato', please help. I need some peach blossom luck. What can you do, Dato'?
I think peach blossom is not the solution here.
Okay.
A lot of times when people go through relationship problems after one and after another, it's actually themselves. They have a self-esteem issue. A self-esteem issue generally means self-image has a problem.
Okay.
So a self-image problem basically the way they see themselves, and if they can't love themselves, nobody can love them. So you have to start with this, okay? Now for every person, you can go and download this chart at somewhere on my website or anywhere else. You need to find your own birth area. That's called the life palace.
Right.
So it's going to be one of the 8 sectors. Suppose, let's say you are southwest. So you go to that area, make sure that in that area is neat, the energy is flowing, there's no blockage, there's nothing blocking the energy in that area. That allows you to actually improve self-image.
Okay.
I find that this is one of the most effective way, better than peach blossom, because peach blossom is just people liking you. But if you don't like yourself, you're going to lose that relationship in the end. So self-image is the key to this problem.
Well, I hope that this will help you, Siang Kai, and by next year, who knows, maybe Dato and I will be invited to your wedding. Huh? All right, well, thank you so much. We got one last question.
All right.
And I think this is one that we can all relate to. I'm going to take this one. It is from Nur Aini Muhammad. Terima kasih, Nur Aini, for your question. So, Nur Aini would like to know, is noise generally a bad thing? Does noise actually affect our feng shui? Is it a bad thing for our feng shui?
Only extreme loud noises, but generally no. Generally no. Okay, and plus if you're in a golf course, there's not much noise. It's really quiet and serene, and probably some birds chirping somewhere. No, I don't think so. Only if it's extreme loud noises, but that's very rare in most residentials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would also probably disrupt your sleep pattern
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Not good overall.
yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So that wraps up our 5 questions. I just want to say once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this session with Datuk Joey Yap.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your presence. So with that, we've wrapped up our segment of Q&A from all of you. I want to personally thank all of you for taking the time to comment with all your questions. And don't worry, jangan risau, don't worry. We still have one more segment with plenty more prizes. So if you find that you haven't won anything yet, stick around, because right now I'm going to give you the solution, which will hopefully help you win more prizes. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, we have some pretty awesome prizes. We've got TWGT vouchers, which I'm about to share with you how you can win them. 5 100 ringgit TWGT vouchers to be given away. All you have to do is be really quick and comment. We're going to pick 5 winners, and you just have to give me the names of 3 nearest shopping malls to KLGCC Resort. So all you have to do, just name the 3 closest shopping malls to KLGCC Resort. We're going to pick 5 winners. That's question number 1. Question number 2. Okay, this will help you win, not TWGT vouchers, but chocolate ones. Godiva vouchers worth 100 ringgit. And again, we're going to give away 5 of these. All you have to do is be really quick and answer the question. It is name, you can pull out your Google if you need to, name 3 major highways that are nearest to KLGCC Resort. Once again, name 3 major highways that are the nearest to KLGCC Resort. So good luck, guys. That's all you have to do. Quickly answer with your comments in the comment section, and we're going to be picking out the 5 winners, and we will be notifying you. So with that, I hope you've enjoyed this. We still have more to come, so make sure you stick around. Coming up next is probably my most anticipated part of the whole afternoon. We are going to be giving you a stunning tour of the Sonata Residence's show unit by none other than Sean and Ashraf. So over to you guys.
Hi Sean, welcome to Sonata Residence.
Wow. Okay.
This is a show unit for a 2-bedroom, size about 915 square feet, with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
Something very... Where's the kitchen? Oh.
Yeah, so if you notice, the kitchen is actually tucked away at the side compared to the ordinary apartment where you have like the kitchen and the living and dining is all together one linear. This is actually a quite rudimentary space, I would say, but also a space for you to make your omelette.
Yeah. So, when my wife makes, right, so you don't have to really participate in the gas, right?
Right.
All these are provided?
Yes, so kitchen fittings, yeah, kitchen hook and sink.
Okay. And I think after you move the kitchen, tuck in that side, right? Your dining table space immediately starts moving forward. That's why you have this
Open concept. So Sonata offers a very modest but also a practical layout. If you could say the ceiling height is actually 11 feet.
11 feet is
And you have
3-ish.
You have quite outstanding window heights.
Yep. Because I think the
provide you
main
ample natural lighting.
Yep.
And the most important thing is the most significant view
You are
of the
right.
TPCKL
You are
golf
right.
course.
I think you guys know that, the architect knows that. That's why the full window height is going to be the thing that frames up the entire view.
You are right. Picture perfect frame.
Okay, another uncle thing. Aircon got give ah.
Yeah, yeah. Very giving that.
Yeah, the living space is really bigger than usual.
Yeah, it's quite modest but also spacious. So depending on how you use it, but it's quite practical. It's not that small, but you have like this open living, but also provide you a better natural lighting, which is beautiful, and also a quite good ventilation.
Sweet.
Okay, shall we?
Okay. So what is this button?
This is actually called to assist button or
Okay.
panic button, I would say. Equipped with all the homes here.
Nice.
Right.
Whoa.
This is the master bedroom and suite with the bathroom. Also with a generous natural lighting. And you can imagine, Sean, when you lie down and just enjoy the view of the most prestigious golf course. You probably can see the buggy golf by.
I don't know what else to say, Eddie, right? Okay, so like I noticed the timber is a bit different.
Yes, so all house is equipped with this timber flooring.
So
And
it's
so all the bedrooms.
It's not laminated, right? It's a genuine timber, right?
Yes, you're right.
Nice. So this wardrobe,
This wardrobe is equipped with all the master bedroom. We are providing this as well.
this one also got.
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
This is
Whoa.
the master bathroom. So if you could see here, a generous natural lighting coming in. As you shower, you can also enjoy the view. And I don't know if you noticed, the brand that we're providing is Cola.
Get too distracted already. Oh, yo.
Yep. Shower.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be provided.
Yes.
Of course, towel tak ada lah.
Right. Shall we move to the second bed?
Yep.
All right. This is the second bed.
Okay.
Obviously, when you see the space here, you can also convert as maybe your working space, work from home, and then you can have your own space.
The study room also can.
Yes.
Work office also
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Nice though. Then you can put a super single, I guess.
yeah. Super single, and we are providing the wardrobe.
Nice.
Right. Okay. Shall we? This is the bathroom.
The common bathroom.
The
Shared
common
between.
bathroom shared with your guests, and also the second bed.
I know like Sime Darby always provide fully furnished, right? But this is like, right, because of the collar, and then it saves a lot of effort.
Yeah, and the tabletop is coming straight up to the edge, so provide you
This
space.
one is exact?
Provide you space to store your toiletries. Okay,
I'm so
Right.
speechless.
so can I get water for you?
Water, some more.
There you go.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. So Sean, we are actually providing a furniture package, so where you can just add on 1,000 ringgit, and then you have several options for you to choose. The ID themes just for you, meaning that you can choose that, and it's actually curated for you.
Curated for me. And what are the extra payments that we need to do? Like
It's just 1,000 ringgit on top of everything. So Sonada resident also offers you a 10 years membership to TPC Kuala Lumpur. So additional with all the facilities you get at the development, which is 2-acre facilities there, you also can enjoy facilities at TPC KL.
Okay, so I think first of all, I really like the layout. I love the full height that actually most of the money that I paid, right, is for the view already lah.
Right.
It's a very nice, prestigious one, and it's mixed development, right? Meaning
Yes,
that
it just makes development. So
the
Sonada
convenience.
Residences offers you direct access to the mall
Sweet.
and the MRT station, which is Philo Damansara, is just a few minutes away.
So I guess that's about it. Thank you very much for having me,
No
Ashraf.
worries, my pleasure.
And I guess we will pass back to Nadia.
Yeah,
and,
pass back to Nadia.
And see you guys on the next one.
Okay.
Sime Darby Properties inspires you to live your dreams. Spaces that are made with pride and knowing that they are built by a respected and trusted developer of sustainable communities. Make sure you stay tuned for our next SDP Live. I'm Nadia Heng, signing off until the next time.